Legendary actions and layer moves. Let's dive into this and not me needing a haircut. So you have creatures that will have these moves, and these moves are used to spice up combat. We've all had those cool fights we planned out. The players come in, you do one really rad turn for your boss monster, and then it is 4 or 5 turns of the players just boot stomping them. So legendary moves and layer moves have been added in. Now, how are these different? Well, they have 2 different scenarios. Layer moves are moves utilized in an environment in which the creature has an advantage in. Think of it like a lava elemental-like creature inside a volcano, a dragon inside of their caves. Legendary moves means they have rad abilities no matter where they are. Legendary moves, mind you, are usually utilized for creatures that are incredibly powerful or unique, whereas layer moves can be used for creatures that aren't as powerful, but they have the upper hand based on their environment. So, you have a creature that has these actions. Let's go with layer moves. They function pretty much the same, legendary and layer. It's more just scenario based. So you have these moves. Typically a creature will have a certain amount of action points assigned to them. Let's say this creature has 3 action points. They have 2 different moves they can use. They have a regular bite action in which they can use 1 action point and bite someone, or let's say they have a breath weapon. That costs 2 action points. They can use this breath weapon on a target or a group of people. So, how these moves work is at the end of another player's turn, you can choose to use a legendary or a layer move. Now, let's say the fighter goes in, they do 6 to 7 hits. It's what fighters do, and they're all done their turn. Your boss just got thrashed, and you're sitting there looking at the hit points drain. You can use one of these moves at the end of another creature's turn other than the creature who has these moves. So, the fighter's turn ends, you can use these moves. So you choose to do a breath weapon. That means you use 2 of your action points. These recharge at the beginning of each round. So you burn all that stuff away, bunch of people get damaged. Then the wizard goes, casts a spell, it's the end of their turn. You can use another one of your moves because it's the end of another character's turn, but you only have 1 action point left, so it would have to be a bite. You see what I mean? You have a pool of action points that recharge every single round, but you can only utilize that amount of action points per round. Use them at the end of character turns, and this is how you see things in movies when you have very much big cinematic effects. The warrior charges forward, they slash across the dragon's chest, and the dragon bites down. Someone fires a couple of arrows, the dragon turns its head, blast fire. Someone then casts a spell, and the dragon swings its tail. Those would be how legendary or layer actions are utilized. So, in your games, if you're ever thinking, my boss fights just aren't good enough, utilize legendary and layer actions. They will make your boss fights 10 times cooler and much more challenging.